Hey there. Sorry here. I'm back. I took a little week off. Last week was kind of a dead week. We had the Renoa Crown battle, and I make it no secret that I absolutely detest these unit exclusive trial events. I think they're just I don't know. I think they're aggravating for a lot of people, and in the case of the Renoa Crowns, it was pretty aggravating for me. It was nice that you could bring a friend unit. So what I eventually ended up doing was just when an EX3 Renoa popped up on my list that was fully crowned, I just took it in there and nuked it. And that's not a particularly exciting or helpful strategy for those folks out there. But anyways, took a week, just kind of relaxed. Now I'm back. I've got a team for this one, the Mightier Than the Sword. This is for what's his name, Laguna's crowns, and his crowns are fairly good just for for being a good sort of burst breaker. And what I mean by that is it upgrades his break, his Magnus break, which you only get to use once, but it does an 89% defense spirit break, does a 160% water imperil, and it imperils a couple of other elements by up to, I think, 145. So it's kind of nice because it covers a lot of different elements and everything. Anyways, let's get to this real quick. So first of all, we're fighting the Ruby Dragon. All right, it is a dragon type, uses some physical and magic attacks. We'll account for that, don't worry. It's mostly fire elemental, all right? So it's got some really strong single target fire elemental attacks. And I mean strong only because it comes with a huge imperil to a single target. We'll deal with that. It does some AoE fire, and it does some single target wind magic, and then some single target physical stuff. All right, it does also do a big AoE non-elemental magic attack on turn 4. It does Meteor, which hits 3 times, and so we will account for that as well. All right, this is a 5-turn strategy, so we are going to be experiencing everything this boss has to offer up to the kill turn. It is a 5-turn clear, and so we'll get that clear within 5 turns limit there. No KOs, we'll deal with that as well, even with the Meteor. No continues, no problem, all right? You see I've already completed it, but I have not fully crowned my Laguna yet. I've only done the first 2 crowns, which you should do as well. The first 2 battles are super easy. You just go in there, slap it, clear it out, and go ahead and put 2 crowns into Laguna's ability. And I'll show you which one that is. All right, that is this one, the Coochie Coochie treatment. All right, so with 2 crowns in it, it goes up to an 88% defense and spirit break. Actually, I think it was originally 88%. So you don't get the increased break with 2 crowns, but you do get the increase in perils. You see it's a 150 water, 135 to fire, light, and dark, which is quite nice. We're going to be focusing primarily on water for that reason. Okay, if you put 4 crowns into this, it goes up to an 89% defense and spirit break, 160% water, and 145 to fire, light, and dark. So pretty nice spread of elemental coverage there. All right, now I'll go ahead and show you the gear because there's not really a whole lot of RNG to this fight. So Squall is going to be our provoke unit. He's nice to pick for the provoke unit because he already comes with some elemental resist kind of baked into his kit. And then, yeah, just kind of bulk him up a little bit with HP and Spirit. You notice he's got a lot of fire resist gear here. So he's got 430. That's 30 more than you need. You only need 400 because it's a 300% single target fire imperil. So as long as he's got 400%, he's good to go. Or if you have a buff, I think, yeah, actually, we'll have a 50% fire buff in play. So actually, that's 80% more than you need. You only need 350 because we'll have a 50% fire buff on the field anyways. All right, so keep that in mind. This is just some gear that you need. I gave him the Perfect Provocation, which is the materia from the current Cow Exchange shop. Definitely go pick it up if you don't have it. Very, very nice materia to have. Gives him 100% provoke. Relieving Song, this is Konk's TMR. Konk is a 5-star unit, so very easy to pick this up. And so literally, Squall's just going to be singing. We're going to be listening to Squall sing the entire fight. This is just to maintain buffs for the whole party throughout the fight. That's all that's doing. So he's just going to sit there and provoke and sing while he's at it. Okay, so he's got at least 100% wind resist, at least 350% fire resist. That's all he needs. All right, Laguna. I gave him Sword of Kings, but I'm actually not even going to use it. We're not going to use Nethicite really at all. In any shape or form during this fight. So that you can actually take that out. In fact, I will. I'm just going to pop that out, give him a high spirit sword to bulk him up. There you go. Because really, you just need to bulk him up to make sure he does not die from the meteor on turn 4. So you see we've got a lot of HP gear. The Obsidian Bracer, you can actually take that off and give him some more bulk if you want. A lot of just bulk gear. See, this is the best bulk vision card that I have for him. If you don't have this vision card, I know it's a limited one, just put the best, bulkiest card you have in that slot. Same actually goes for Squall. So I gave him Power Cut because you want to bulk him up as well because he's going to be taking some physical damage, but and he won't really be able to guard or anything like that. So for Laguna and Squall, just bulk them up with whatever you got. All right, and that's pretty much it. Rinoa in her normal form, she's only going to be in her normal form on turn 1 because mine is only EX1, so I need to use her LB fill on turn 1 to fill that up. Then she'll shift, use her Brace Shifted LB on turn 2. All right, if you have an EX2 Rinoa, you could potentially make this a 4-turn strategy by just using her LB on turn 1. However, keep in mind that her Brave Shift form is a trance, and it only lasts 4 turns. So if you shift her on turn 1, she's going to fall out of trance on turn 5. Keep that in mind. All right, in her Brave Shift form, this is where we really care about the damage. So yeah, just the best gear that I could give her. A couple of magic control rings. Remember, those have been boosted to now do 100% TDW. It honestly might be better to go TDH with Rinoa since she does not get the 8 times chain cap, but just for ease of building, I made her TDW. All right, lots of dragon killers. Make sure they are magic dragon killers, not physical. So 300% dragon, good to go. So I gave her Ayaka's vision card. It does not have to be Ayaka's vision card here. The only person that needs Ayaka's vision card is Idea, okay? If you want to follow the strategy. You do not need 2 of Ayaka's vision cards. She will not actually use the ability here. She's going to be using her Apocalypse ability, okay? All right, and then we've got Selfie. All right, so, wait, did I cover everything here? Yeah, got all the killers and all that. Yeah, okay. All right, so Selfie, she is a new Neovision Awakened unit, and she gets pretty decently strong. She's actually a fairly strong unit now. I mean, I say that relatively speaking, relative to like Idea, or something like that. But anyways, I gave her a 2-handed whip. This one is really nice. This is, of course, Warrior's Prayer Dark Fina's whip. It's very nice because it comes with 200% TDH. So I think Selfie innately only has like 100% TDH, maybe 200. I can't remember. But anyway, she is capped on her TDH. Okay. And a whip is nice because Idea has the 20% whip, rod, and throwing weapon imperil on her LB, which we'll use on turn 2. All right, and then just, high mag gear, best you can give her there because she'll be dishing out some damage. Her STMR, which also got a nice upgrade, really only for dual wielding. It's a 100% TDW mag now on a materia, which is nice, okay, even though we're going TDH, of course. All right, and then lots of Dragon Killer to cap that up. This is just the best mag card that I have for her because this one also gives flat mag to anybody, which is nice. All right. She has 275% magic Dragon Killer. Make sure you've done that. Also make sure you have upgraded this ability, Furious Waters, to +1, which makes it a fairly strong bolting strike chaining move. Okay. Also make sure you've upgraded GF because it gives you basically a Hateful Agent with a full 200% Esper stats, and it gives her an extra chain limit boost. So she hits the 6 times chain cap now. All right. And she does that without requiring, for example, I don't need that Magister's Signet of Will. She already has the 6 times chain cap as long as you upgrade GF. Okay. And I think that does it. All right, Idea. So the important thing is she will be using Ayaka's Vision card for the Whipped Cream ability, which is the 4x Bolting Strike. It is a physical type, so you can build her for physical killers. And it's the, it basically is stronger than anything else she's got going on in her kit anyways. And then, since it is a physical type magic attack, I gave her Lucent War Fan, which is water elemental. All right, so this comes from Nickel the Return, and it is a water elemental rod. Okay, and so that means her Whipped Cream ability will be water elemental. That way she can chain with Selfie. All right, to do some element chaining there. And then just, a smattering of gear there to make sure that she's going to hit as hard as she possibly can. I think she's got 300 dragon. Yep, she is good to go. All right, so this is my team. I'll get in there and show you how I got this done in 5 turns. All right, so Squall's just gonna start singing. Go ahead, sing it. Sing it, Squall. Okay, Laguna. All right, on this turn, really, all he has to do is, we'll just do full breakdown. Actually, no, he doesn't even need to do that because Idea is going to take care of the breaks. He'll just do Warning Shot for the, that puts up 2 stacks of Mirage so that Squall will evade the, he will totally evade the physical attacks. All right, Selfie is going to do Slot Wall. So Slot Wall does the 40% general mitigation for the party and 50% fire buff for the party. Okay, and that will last pretty much for the rest of the fight because we're going to finish the fight on turn 5. And then she can just do, we'll just do boost, I guess. We'll do slot. If we get super lucky and she gets like this really strong ability that unlocks from slot, we might use it, but I'm not going to assume it does. It's like a 5% chance. So even if it does come up, I probably won't use it just because I don't want to assume that it's going to work for you. All right, and then we'll just do ready. All right, Idea. We'll do Astral Power because this does an 83% full break on the boss, so she handles that break, which is nice. Astral Barrier does a 50% physical and magic separate mitigations, which is nice, helps us stay alive. She'll do Astral Void just to nullify the Reflect, even though I don't think it's necessarily, I don't think we're actually going to use anything that's reflectable on the boss, but yeah, just to be good to be safe and safe on that one. And then she'll use her cooldown. This way, when we do her LB next turn, it will, do a little bit of extra damage. Might as well. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and send all these guys. And Renoa, all she has to do is I can fight so that she fills up her LB. All right, and now we just get to sit and watch Laguna hit the boss a few times. Okay, so he'll do Reflect, he'll do a couple of single target physicals, he'll do a single target wind. There's the AoE fire, which we mitigate very, very well because most everyone has a decent spirit, plus with the fire buff and the mitigations, we're solid. All right, so Idea will do her LB. Selfie is going to do, she's going to do triple because we don't have anyone to do quad BS, so she's just going to do triple BS on this one. All right, and then for the last action, so we got Rapture, which I think is a pretty strong ability. Yeah, it does like a 300. So again, I'm not gonna use it because I don't want you to think that's going to pop up every time. That's another kind of a rare ability there. So I'm not going to use it. All right, I'll just do boost for the last action. All right, so here we're going to use our Awakened Coochie Coochie, followed by, I cannot say that without laughing, followed by Double Rain Bullets to chain with Selfie a little bit. Okay, this is just to help the chain because Selfie will be doing water. Idea's LB is dark magic, so it won't ramp the chain as fast. So Laguna will kind of help with that. All right, Renoa is going to shift, do her Brave shifted LB. All right, that adds the mod boost to all of her abilities like Apocalypse, Darker, blah blah blah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with Laguna and then do Selfie and Idea. Or sorry, Idea and Selfie, because you want Idea to go first, just to make sure that the weapon imperils are in place for Selfie. All right, so there's a little chunk of damage, 69 chain, nice. All right, there's the single target fire with the 300% imperil, totally resist, too easy. All right, now we can start dealing some serious damage, okay? Full disclosure, my Renoa is fully crowned, okay? So she's gonna be dealing as much damage as she possibly can. All right, now we're gonna do 2, 3, 4. All right, Laguna will just do his LB just to kind of, ramp up the chain and keep that going. All right, Renoa will start. So landing all of these Apocalypse finishers in there is a bit tricky. You have to wait a while. All right, it's even worse than Meteor. So I don't know that there's really like a good way to like consistently time it. I've just done it purely based on visuals. I don't count or anything. I just sort of wait until I see sort of a visual cue and then I go. All right. But I've definitely missed it a few times, so hopefully I won't miss it this time. All right, because you got to get all 4 of them in there. It's very, very long animation. All right, so yeah, when I see that sort of like green orb, that first green orb appear from the Apocalypse, that's when I typically go. All right, so you see we're mitigating all the uncoverable or unprovocable damage and all the AoE damage. We're mitigating it very well thanks to Selfie and Idea, but Idea's mitigations have worn off, so we are going to replace those on this turn. We'll do Astral Barrier and then triple Darkra. All right, Selfie's just once again just going to plow ahead with Quad Furious. Ooh, I want Quad. I was just going to check and see. No. Okay, Quad Furious Waters. All right, Laguna can do his SLB to make sure we maintain the 88% brakes for the remainder of the fight. And we'll go ahead and do another Quad Apocalypse. All right, Squall's done singing, but he's going to keep singing anyways. Sing it. All right. And yep. All right, so basically we're going to do the same thing, except when we do the chaining this time, we'll do Selfie, Laguna, Idea in that order, okay, to make sure. We really want to make sure all of Selfie's hits fall within the chain, because she's the strongest of those 3. She's the strongest. And then obviously we want Renoa's finishers to all land. Okay. Oh man, you see I missed one there. Oh man, I think we'll still be able to finish. Ah man, I missed one of those. That timing is tricky. All right, so there you can see all that damage. The meteors are the ones that hurt the most, but as you can see, taking it like a champ. Renoa is the only one that comes close. And so if you think, if you find that your Renoa is dying on that turn, you just need to bulk her up a little bit with a bit more spirit, okay? But she typically does fine. All right, so now we're just gonna reload, and we'll do Whipped Cream here. Laguna is just going to chain with triple rain bullets. All right, and yeah, this should finish the boss without issue. Okay, as long as I land all those hits. Let's hope I do it. All right, good. I think I did that time. Yeah, boom. Got them all in there. All right, there we go. All right, that takes care of business. All right, so yeah, that's how you take care of this one without, without relying on Squall, on the new Squall unit or anything like that. Yeah, there you go. You see, yeah, you see Selfie actually doing quite well as an NVA. Bringing right up with Renoa in there. Of course, my Renoa is only EX1, so if I had an EX2 or EX3 Renoa, she'd probably be doing considerably more damage. But yeah, Selfie bringing it in, even doing better than Adea with the with the card, right? So yeah, and I think I'm not actually sure how much HP the boss has. But yeah, this should give you at least a decent idea of what my team's capable of and what your team needs to be capable of in order to get this one finished in 5 turns. So there's your all missions clear. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Thank you guys for following me. I'll be doing some, some early stage clears of the current Vision World. I usually like to do like a 1 team to rule them all. So I'll try to put that together and get that to you guys out later today. I don't think I'm going to go back and do the Renoa Crown battle. I'm kind of over it. I don't like these unit restricted battles in the first place, so I'm sure there are already plenty of videos out there, and you can bring a friend unit to that one. So yeah, if you know anybody that's got like a strong Renoa to carry that fight, definitely look that up. All right, I don't have one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, my Renoa cannot carry the fight for you. I wish she could, but I am stuck at EX1. She's not going to be carrying anything for you. But anyways, thank you guys for following me, and I will see you on the other side.